Short story, part 3. Linda Bazee, a bride of Funkenstein, and also a true funk soldier, wrote and asked me, okay, we know, well, most of us, I think, we know how Daryl came to join the band, but how did you go about deciding on choosing the other guys when you first thought about your vision that became East Bay Soul? Well, the core of the band was already in place, and we've been together about 13 years. Joey, Johnny, James, actually James and JB have been with me longer than that. They were touring with me when I had Hidden Agenda out. And that's since 1995. So anyway, you know, the band was developing, and some people came, some people went, you know, and it was like, it was evolving. It took a while for this concept to come to where it is today. It's been a great journey, and I've always had my solo CDs, but this one, I wanted it to be an ensemble production and really feature the whole band, and let it, like I said, be an ensemble project. It's what I've done best my whole life, being an arranger, and so went this way, went that way, and we put out East Bay Soul, and then we had some personnel changes, and well, I had seen, I really wanted to play with Herman Matthews on drums, and I had got the chance to play with him at the Tower 40th anniversary up in San Francisco. And I said, boy, man, throw down. So anyway, the opportunity for Herman to come in the band presented it to us, and so he came, and we had Brian Allen on bass. So he had been with me for many years also, but he was moving to Nashville. So I asked Herman, and you always ask a drummer, who's your favorite bass player? Because it's like that, you know. So he said, well, Dwayne Smitty Smith. I said, great, let's call him up. And Dwayne was available to do the record, and you know, like I said, we spent about 6 months recording this record, and of course we had Michael Paulo on sax along with JB, and Lee was just not available. He just tours so much with other people internationally, and he'd gone back into Supertramp for a big tour in Europe, and so we found Sean Billings. And but Lee still made an appearance on East Bay Soul 2.0. I had him on trombone this time because I needed trombone. So, and you know, this band, you kind of have to have a deep bench because a lot of guys do so many different things like Lee. And we have subs. And my go-to guys is Lee when I don't have Sean, and Sean when I don't have Lee. Sean is the lead trumpet player on the record, but like I said, Lee played trombone. You know, it keeps getting better and better, and with all the shows we do, it just evolves, and it gets to a point where, you know, it's like, we look around at each other and we're all kind of breathing at the same time, the horn section and stuff like that. It's truly a great band, and some of the best musicians I've ever played with in my entire career. I think this band has a great future, and I appreciate so much everybody's interest in the band and following it, and the true funk soldiers out there. So I think that's it for this week. I hope I've answered questions. As I said, this is the first time we're trying this out. So I will see you next week.